We played one league with this deck with Gardens, and then like after our recent bouts, playing the Timeless Lotus deck. I just wanted to get another league. We played one league, we 4-1. I liked the Gardens a lot. I just want to get a bit of a more feel for them. It's nice to see a faster deck too. I'll play the deck. I'll just up the key count by 4. Okay, so this hand has it's on the draw with the Caverns. The problem is we don't have a mana battery or a way to charge it up, which almost definitely makes this hand a mulligan. Like we can get Stirrings for either, but not both. It's very close, though. I think just by the rules of the deck, it's a mulligan. Well, I kind of wish I had that one over this one. I have to keep this. Better than Lotus? It's different than Lotus. It's honestly very comparable. I think Lotus wins on turn 3 a little bit more often than this one does. For me, it's hard to pass up Boseiju and Arena 6 decks. I've actually been like liking. You can play like a Boseiju in the main, but I've been liking Boseiju like Arena 6 less and less lately. There's just like almost no Tron, like no Belcher, no Oopsal spells. Okay, up against Rhinos. It's actually a pretty bad matchup with their. Okay, I have to take Saga because I didn't find a mana battery. The force of vigor and negation are both pretty tough, but so it's like really important to win game 1. Modest, thank you for the raid. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again. Okay, I guess we're just playing out 2 keys, huh? I really don't want to play out my Coretapper until I'm going for it. Probably going to be copying a key with a Garden, or it's either that or make a Construct. Any good combo against Murktide? Yeah, I don't know why I'm blanking, but we were playing a combo deck the other day that like had a really good Murktide matchup. The Dramatic Entrance deck we were playing today is like seemed fine. We beat Murktide the only time we played against it. Hold on, there was one like really good example. Oh, it was the Sultai Inverter deck. The Sultai Inverter deck, like. Being a Ice Fang Endurance, Memory Deluge deck, I thought all these cards like gave you a pretty good time against Murktide. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm supposed to make a Saga token over copying a key here. I know brought back a Mary Rex Murktide. Yeah, I mean, it's the Blood Moons can be tough, but I agree. I think you have a good matchup. Okay, so we're gonna get a Everflowing Chalice. Worth to play. All will be one in this kind of deck. No, I've tried to build a few times. It just doesn't really seem better than like other all will be one combo shells or other all-will-be-one combo shells or other like Dice Factory decks. It just doesn't do anything better, I think. Hell's Dramatic Entrance. We 4-1 this the like last league, but we like I think O2 dropped the first 2, so 4 and 5, which is not great. I do feel like we're experiencing some like particularly bad variants at the beginning, but obviously like I was 2-0 in my off-stream testing. Hard to evaluate the deck overall. I was doing some things well. Very bad against Scam. Less consistent hands. Maybe a different shell. Could we have Karn for Chalice last turn? I didn't want to play into Force of Negation super hard. It's we're probably not wanting to get Chalice super badly this game. Maybe we are. They might also just be dead to like Manifold Key Construct. I don't know. We have enough mana too that if we just draw another payoff, we can play through Force somewhat easily. What deck do I recommend versus a Creativity Hada FNM Burn, I guess. Okay, Fury, Pitch, Violent Outburst. Yeah, if we can remove the counter from Blast Zone, that would be interesting, although it does kill our Everflowing Chalice. Oh, we also have the Sneaky Construct untap. But I guess we're not going to want to just like lose the construct necessarily. Trade it for a Rhino with this extra damage on it. I'm amazed you had a distinct memory of playing combo deck with a good matchup without remembering which deck it was. I mean, I did remember, but I don't know. I play a million combo decks. Play so many decks. Okay, pitch 2 Violent Outbursts. Dead Construct. Any Planet Brews with Hex Mage in battles? Not at the moment. I don't think that combo's very good. Like, right, the backside of the battle. If that card was just 4 mana, if it was just 4 mana, 8/8. Oh, hold on. I don't have green mana. I don't have green mana to Boseiju. Damn it. If it was just 4 mana, 8/8, it wouldn't be very good. I guess we just Chalice on 1. So if we can draw a way to put counters on the Chalice, I think we can with our 3 keys, Karn for Bridge. So like any Power Conduit, Coretapper, or Surge Node, I think all give us enough mana. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's enough. I tap green. I shouldn't have tapped green, but yeah. I'm doing mob review this weekend. Yeah, but the back half of that battle, just 4 mana, 8/8, creatures can't be blocked, or can deal damage as if they weren't blocked. That's not good enough. What are you doing here, Rockrick? So we're looking for any way to put counters on our Chalice. And this is not that. So I think we're dead. 2 mana short of Bridge. Let's just run it back. Really hurt to lose game 1. Kind of an awkward mulligan. Maybe we could have kept the 7-card hand. Drew a lot of lands that game too. Yeah, I don't know. For Rockrick, it's like just their Cascade spells, right? It's really weird. Doesn't seem very good. No lander. But very good 6. We need to draw a payoff. We do have the Power Conduit Blast Zone meme. I have to put back the key. Maybe they're cascading into Kavu as well. Yeah, I've seen that played a few times. I don't really like it very much, to be honest. Need to draw a payoff. Probably need to dodge. Force of Vigor, Binding. There's a payoff. So step 1. I think we're even taking infinite turns next turn. Assuming nothing happens, but they could probably do something. Maybe not. They're Rhinos. Don't always do something. Maybe we also can't quite take infinite turns next turn. Yeah, no, we're actually gonna be a little short, right? I can take a turn. And then I have to lose my Coretapper though. Is the problem. Yeah, so I think we just go cast Magistrate Scepter, pass. We'll see, or cast Magistrate Scepter, see if they do anything. Yeah, they do have a force. And now we'll just pass. We'll put a Surge Node counter on the Cornucopia, need another payoff. They force pitch Shirtless Agent. Tons of mana, but have to get through their permission. Could Blast Zone on 0. Okay, resolves. Resolves. Okay, we're looking for a Scepter, we're looking for a Karn, we're looking for a Mystic Forge, we're looking for Stirrings. And that was on the list. Okay, so I have enough mana to key and untap the Cornucopia post casting of Mystic Forge. Love to see a Scepter here. This is round 1 of this league. So we could. This is a win. I love this deck. I'm just always like such a happy camper. I don't know. Playing this one. All right, take a turn. But with this amount of resources, I don't really feel like we can fizzle. Not even famous last words. I've like literally never said that with this many resources and been wrong. I think Stirring's over that. And then we'll just go key, untap, Cornucopia. Suppose we need like one more. If I want to go for Paradox Engine, I do need like one more spell on top, which I did find. So let me get one more mana, peel the counter. Guess we do this actually. Boy, I just love this deck so much. Fizzle, no, we win. I know this deck is kind of hard to watch because I play it really fast. Or maybe it's great to watch because I play it really fast. It's one of those. But Paradox Engine, Mystic Forge, and all this mana means we're just going to have the ability to make as much mana as you could ever possibly imagine. And we're going to do it while looking good and taking infinite turns. With Magistrate's Scepter. How many dice do you need to play the paper? Not a lot, actually, a lot. Maybe you need to some d20s too, spin downs. Yeah, there's just something special about this one. It's so fast, it's really consistent, it's resilient to a lot of interaction in Modern, just not all of it. Because I'm tapping the new cast without paying its mana cost. Maybe it's the old cast without paying its mana cost. Okay, parts of the middle 6. Gonna keep this one. Very important when you're playing on Magic Online that you don't click Caverns and then click the second Caverns at the same time. Because when you have one Caverns, you just go click, click. When you have two Caverns, and you always pitch Caverns to Caverns, right? When you have two Caverns, it can be easy to misclick, and you put both of them into play, and you legend rule one of them. It's just like, please, no. That's a really good pickup. Yeah, so let's go Cornucopia on 0, Surge Node, counter, and I think I just play the key. I'm going to wait on the Stirrings. What card will one spring replace the deck? I'm not sure. That's a great question. So I'm thinking that you could cut the Scepters from the main deck and just play 3 One Rings main one side. That's probably where I'll start, but I'm not 100% sure. Uh-oh, we did not draw a payoff. Or find a payoff with our Stirrings. Hopefully they force of negation this Power Conduit. That would be great for me. Hopefully they play Rockrick again. Got some hopes. We did just bottom a bunch of non-payoff cards, so hopefully we can find, again, Stirrings, Mystic Forge, Scepter, or Karn, and have it resolve. Yeah, it feels like the one I developed this deck after working on Lord of the Rings, but it does feel like, and I also didn't consult on the One Ring, but it does feel like the card's made for this deck. Don't you have any interest in early access just to piss around Subliminal or something? I mean, a little bit, but I don't. I have an interesting stream here with Dramatic Reversal, and I don't know. There's something about playing the Arena client. I'm always like clunking around. I'm just like not. Oh, they are playing Kavu. I'm just like not as confident and in my element, if that makes sense. Payoff. Yeah, that can be a payoff. Too bad I don't have a creature I can get to play around force. Maybe we could be peeling off Gemstone Caverns instead of Surge Node also. Let's go. You love when it just resolves. So let's see what's on top. I'm a little bit short of Paradox Engineering, but this is this could be a Karn for key turn. They did not force the Mystic Forge. Mystic Forge, I'll let that resolve. Oh my gosh. By trying to qualify for Georgia RC, I mean, all like the regional championship, competitive Magic qualifying stuff, it's just like very much secondary to me streaming and innovating in Modern. This is like what I love to do. But I am like casually trying to qualify for these events. How do you not force the Mystic Forges? It's so funny. Sorry, I don't know. I can't contain myself when stuff like that happens. Sorry for all the, Or maybe it's good y'all are waking up for once when I'm streaming, huh? Maybe keep Gardens untapped, I'm not sure. Maybe it's good that not everybody's asleep. Okay, so we can take a turn here. If this resolves. Keep going. More keys. Untap Mystic Forge. Being mindful of my life total. Probably don't want to go down to 8 here. Although I am dead to a Violent Outburst, but I'm dead to like 82 damage spell anyways, so I should definitely be tapping one more time. And we did brick. I could, okay, how many? I have 2 more untaps, but only one of them is like a good untap. They only have one. They literally only have 1 card in their hand. So we're dead to Violent Outburst. We're dead to Fire Ice. So is it? I think it's better to just pass. I think it's best to just pass. Would have won this turn if it wasn't for the second Force of Negation. They get another look with the Kavu. No, they're rhinos. They're not yet. Just with territorial Kavu randomly. Discards of Footfalls. Down to 2. Wait, down to 2. I totally punted. I thought I was going down to 1 with this attack. I don't know why. Yeah, I should have definitely forged one more time. That's okay. Because we didn't get punished. Could have looked at this up to have another key. Okay, so let's go pop the map. I've already used my Inventors Fair, which is usually what you would use in this kind of spot. Don't think it really matters what we get. Okay, there's a Scepter. So we'll play Saga. Counter on Scepter. Surge Node on Scepter. Key, untap Power Conduit. Counter on Scepter. And a million combinations of doing that here. And now we have infinite turns. Winning the game with infinite turns is always such a dilemma, such a question. But I think here, like every single time, we'll win via Urza Saga tokens. So we can do stuff like untap Scepter, put a counter on it. It doesn't seem super necessary. But I think doing it to show my opponent that I can't run out of counters is maybe enough to like get a scoop, although they could, you know, of course, also be wondering, Spike, how is it that you win here? So I guess it's good to maybe make a copy of Coretapper to make the combo a little bit easier. Okay, no wrong way to do this. The game is over. I think that the easiest way to do this is probably just going to be make a token, look how big it is, then Manifold Key. Okay. You put back second Coretapper. Second Coretapper is always so good, though. You put back the Power Conduit. Play this to play around discard spell and spell Pierce. Any plans for challenge range after no hit? I plan on doing like a casual Dark Souls playthrough. Just to enjoy myself. Gonna take CDH deck techs? I'll take them and then throw them in the trash. You can't play Zerda because of Urza's Saga. Urza's Saga turns off Zerda, unfortunately. You're like one card off of several companions here. Oh man. They pitched Kroxa. Wait. Oh, this is a huge punt to not take both Coretappers. Let's say like another Grief, I guess. But I'm like so low on mana, I just have no mana at all. Now I'm just like top decking payoff. I can also like copy Coretapper next turn if my opponent doesn't immediately kill the tapper. Okay. They got a 5-turn clock. You draw a Karn, a Mystic Forge. Urza Saga would be pretty good. Stirrings into one of these cards. I think it's, what did Saga think it's easier to combo? Aimless or 12 key? I guess I don't know exactly what you mean by easier. Oh, we can also take up this Blast Zone, maybe. I don't know. About the same. Can we establish that Tendo Ice would be a nice modern card? No. It would be actually like a mean modern card, really. Okay, so this is going to give me a good amount of mana. I think I can put 2 counters. Or 1 more counter at least. But we really have to top deck. We really have to top deck payoff. But now we have infinite mana, so we're looking again for Karn. Yeah, if I draw Scepter, we should be able to take at least 1 turn with the Scepter. Or we're not playing Gigantha? No, there's a card that turns off Gigantha. It's a Cornucopia. Turns off Gigantha. Yeah, we're a Cornucopia away from Gigantha. We're a Coretapper away from Kahira, and we're an Urza Saga away from Zerda, and we're Ancient Stirrings and Karn away from Umori. Yeah, we're several keys away from Gyruda. Main deck Gigantha. Okay, do or die time. Die time. Game 2. So we lost game, like, you know, this like all of the big mana Karn decks that we play have a really high game 1 win rate. I know we just lost, but your game 1 win rate is like much higher than your sideboard win rate, which is kind of what I was getting at last round when we lost to Rhinos. No, you can't run Zerda because of Urza Saga. But hopefully we could just, win anyways. Urza Saga doesn't have any abilities, it gets abilities, or any activated abilities. Awesome Trust, very cool. Alright, keep this. Definitely gonna go Saga, Key, Cornucopia in one. Put it most to 5, good news. Omen Hawker. Omen, look at the top 3 cards of the library, put them back in order, rebase shuffle. That's literally a 2-mana Ponder? Is that card, is Omen legal? Not that it'd be good, but... Is this literally just 2-mana Ponder? I don't see it in Magic Online. I've never seen this card. We were talking about a different card. Oh, the card. They're talking about the card that like pays for abilities. I don't know. It doesn't. Nothing comes to mind, but that card is cool for sure. Scam. Again, this time on a multi 5 though. It's from Portal 3 Kingdoms. Cool. I had no idea that card existed. Really enough would be a game where we'd want to be on the Saga plan. Not a very common thing. Still have plenty of time to find a payoff, I imagine. I'm not going to copy a key here. Not yet, at least. Not leaving back to block. Seemed like just a misclick. So we're definitely getting Surge Node counter Cornucopia. And then we will untap our Surge Node, another counter on the Cornucopia. Spike Prof totally used my last name in his last video. He has your picture and everything. You have a link? I had a dream that the professor was interviewing me about a Pro Tour match the other night. And the Pro Tour match was against Disgruntled Elk, and he destroyed me with like a mono white Auras deck, and I was playing Green Red Adventures. And we were watching like the YouTube replay of me destroying land after land after land. Just totally flooding out. And because it's like not a match that happened in real life, I was like watching it for the first time. I'm like, Prof, why are we watching me get slaughtered? Surely there's a better link than one that starts with Facebook. Okay, so 5. Yeah, we have exactly enough to get a bridge here. Another Pro Tour part. What was it, a real Pro Tour match? I don't think I have any Pro Tour matches on camera either. Okay. Where am I brought up? Oh, for the, is this for the patron stuff, or is it for, like, the trans charity stuff? Maybe give me a link, I don't know. I only care about the parts where I mentioned. Okay, let's get a Mystic Forge. 1050? Okay, hold on. Where is this linked there? Okay. Just gonna pause it. Let me win the game real quick. Oh, look, there's me! Wow! That's me. That's my username. Thanks, Professor. Or should I say, thanks, Brian. Alright. Hold on, let me win real quick. I think he's just talking about a tweet that I made about combo. Need to tweet more often. think I just cast another Mystic Forge. I could tap it away, but I'm kind of just okay not winning till next turn.
Is printing powerful legendary creatures and other ways to manipulate the top of your deck. I am sure that Twitch streamer and lover of modern brews, aspiring Spike, is already working on a way to pair this card.
I'm not yet. I'll work. Not yet.
Common land from Eldraine to set up the top of your deck with a great legend to hit off the Jero and
Not yet.
But there's.
Bolt just wrecks you here, doesn't it? No. Bolt on what? Oh, Karn? Yeah, Bolt wrecks me. Yeah, no, Bolt does wreck me. No, yeah, I don't usually start brewing for a while. It's usually like once I start working on the YouTube video. But I got a normal stream to work on. People are always like, I bet you've been working on them for months. I'm like, man, I gotta keep the normal stream entertaining. Okay, so we'll get Paradox Engine. I got a Dramatic Reversal or Dramatic Entrance of Traxxas. It's always like you can think about doing anything else other than getting Paradox Engine in the spots, but it's just Paradox Engine is so easy. It's just so easy. I do think with an 8 charge counter Cornucopia, we don't really need to worry about making a million mana. We're missing out on like 40 mana or something every single time, but it's still just going to be so much more than enough that you just don't have to worry about it. Ends up just being way less click intensive to just make 8 mana every cycle instead of 40. Should have been tapping. You always like lose. You have so much like insane amount of value in mana with Paradox Engine. In paper, you can like maybe declare it, but on Magic Online, you got to get the game over with, you know. Okay, so now we'll just Karn Ballista. Right, and we're clicking. What else I did about bolts? Well, I was pretty dead to bolt last turn if they bolted my Karn and cast it, so we get to laugh if they do have bolts. All right. Yeah, without a door to nothingness, it's always very unclear how you win with this deck. Initial thoughts and interests and tracks. I think it's got some potential. You could play it in a Bring to Light Shell. Did you ever play the Moderation deck? No, I got kind of bored of it. Ended up not bringing it to the stream. I don't know. It's so hard to evaluate too. Is a replacement for a Caverns if we don't have them? Yeah, you can play more Ice Bridges. You can play more Boseijus. You can play more Blast Zone. You can play whatever you want. What deck would I play now in a big event? I would play the Red-Black Sacrifice deck. That's what I played at my RCQ 2 weeks ago. Almost qualified. I like that deck a lot. How was Gardens been as upgrade? A very small one, but like Gardens is like not nearly as good here as it is in like the Timeless Lotus deck, but also like Gardens like makes the Timeless Lotus deck. You know, this was a deck before that. You can keep this hand, so we will. If I give 2 subs and sell myself the work for deck, it would not. No haggling. You get other things for your subscription. So if I give the deal to you, I gotta give them to everybody. I know what Viridian Longbow does. You can give your constructs unblockable for infinite turns. I think, okay, are we getting scammed? They pitched Kolaghan's Command, which is kind of a W, to be honest. They kept 7 cards this time. They've had Grief on turn 1 all 3 games. Do they have Grief plus Scam again? Is this deck cheap to build on paper? Probably not. Like, I mean, they're not super cheap. You have Sagas, you have Karns that are really expensive. I don't know how expensive Gardens are. I don't think I've bought Gardens for myself. Most of the rest of the deck isn't that bad, though. Yeah. €5. Yeah. Are cards expensive? I mean, they're not cheap. They're like the most, it's the second most expensive card. But like as far as modern, like Gemstone Caverns are also like pretty pricey. But as far as like modern decks go, it is not one of the more expensive ones for sure. No, Karn's like, yeah, Karn's $15 according to this post. I traded a bunch of Karns recently for EDH cards. It's a really good draw. Still playing my mono blue EDH deck. I've played almost no EDH recently. I've only played like even like 5 matches with my Magda deck ever. Okay, really good we drew the Chalice. The Stirring's gonna be stuck in my hand, I guess, until I find Basic Forest or Cornucopia. If this was Cornucopia, it would actually been really, really good. My opponents cut themselves off black mana, which is interesting. Power Conduit's not doing a lot here. I think I'm gonna try to keep my Coretapper alive, though. I'm just gonna pass. Don't have the most time left. They have a spell, Dashed Ragavan, which also unblocks like a Thoughtseize if they have one of those in their hand. And this is also a 2-turn clock if I don't like make a blocker with Karn. They only have 1 card left in their hand at least. They did pitch a Kolaghan's Command. Thankfully they can't kill me with like my own Karn here if they hit it. They flip a Saga, which is like the worst card to draw at least. Always a Seasoned Pyromancer, huh? So if I draw a land, I can bridge. If I draw a key, I can also bridge. This also works because I could move. I can go. I guess I would just want more counters on the Cornucopia. Not that it matters a lot. But I can go tap here. Tap this. Move the Everflowing Chalice counter onto the Cornucopia. Sack. Karn Bridge. Gamble and land for the Stirrings. I would much rather just like not. There's just no reason to. We're not getting hit by anything, and I'd rather hit like a payoff than like a random Blood Moon land. All right, where is it? There it is. I was kind of thinking about cutting the coating from the sideboard. Coating is like really nice if you're on the play against like Amulet and or Tron, but yeah, you don't get it almost ever. So like if there's something else you want to play, it's totally fine to cut it. So their hand is Ragavan 3 mystery cards. They have no black mana though. Let's get Fury. It's fine. This game play any mono red artifact removal. They usually play Hidetsugu over like Brotherhood End, although I have seen Brotherhood End. I've seen a Braid. It's not super common though. Alright, I have to take the Scepter. I don't love that I'm... No, I could put a counter on the Scepter this turn. with the conduit trick again. I guess I could have also just... No, it's better to like tap and use the mana. Yeah. Then like peel a counter from the Cornucopia for a counter on the Scepter. A lot of good top decks, including that one. I do think with this as the draw, I want to prioritize mana. Okay, so we have Karn plus 3 more mana. So I think we go for Welding Jar. Just a lot of protection here. Omnath with Fable, huh? Let me get to this after this match. If we win this match, my opponent would turn 1 Scam Grief all 3 games. That'll feel really good. It's very hard for combo decks like this to beat that start every single time. And Blood Moon for my Saga this game. So I'm probably getting Mystic Forge, right? Not a big difference between being at 5 and 6. Just go ahead and put a counter here, pass. Yeah, I played a lot of this deck. I love playing it. It's really fun. Oh, Surge Node's really big pickup. I mean, the game's over now. We're going to be taking infinite turns. Where's my Scepter? There it is. We can Paradox Engine next turn. We don't need to really worry about too much because we have as many next turns as we need. Oh, whoops. Okay. Oh, so I guess that's fine. I just wasted a mana on accident. Just see if my opponent recognizes infinite turns here. Alright, they don't seem to, so let's just go and power up our... oh, whoops. A lot of little misclicks here. That doesn't really matter. We can go for maybe just a big Ballista here. After a Paradox Engine. Just doesn't matter. Let's get this a little bit bigger. Yeah, kind of surprised they didn't pack. They're not packing it in, but that's okay. Sorry about the delay on the deck tag. They even sold the Karn for Ballista last game too. I can go down to 4 with the Mystic Forge. Guess I can also just crack this. Not gonna go to 3. But I also just in the middle of all of this have like an easy infinite turns to eventually find the Karn for Ballista. Which I do have to take a turn here. Not going to die to random lightning bolts. Have been dead to 2 bolts for a little while. Just taking extra turn here to take up Karn a few times seems legit. Yeah. I guess that's easiest. I know it's a million clicks, but this game's been over for like 5 minutes. Alright, new turn. It's crazy that this card just taps to take an extra turn. Like, where else do you see that, huh? Where are my keys? Anybody see my keys? Time Vault? Yeah, sure. But like, yeah, Time Vault, Time Civ. But very, like, I don't know, like tapping for a turn is like so crazy. And you only need 3 charge counters, that's it. Moving counters faster than key. No, a key is like plus 10 mana or something. I mean, I don't know, it's all irrelevant. You just get to relax in these moments. There's just no problem. Very interestingly, we lost game 1 both times. You really don't want to lose game 1. We beat a scam opponent who had turn 1 grief scam all 3 games. And the turn 3 blood moon for my Saga. Altitude. Can keep. This hand will be so much better on the draw though. Then I think I'm supposed to play this because of discard spells and spell pierce. It's really bad if that happens. We get Stirrings next turn, looking for a way to charge up our battery. Yeah, I don't know. I just like love all the 4-drops. I keep Growth there just to kind of 3-drop because the deck is so dense in 3-drops. Sure. I think it's okay to be dense in 3-drops though. Or like, you know, maybe part of the deal to some extent. Balaged Recovery. Okay, if I could cast Mystic Forge this turn, I might. I can't, though. That's a fair point. I don't know. I would probably rather just not play it. I really don't like the second main deck Boseiju. I also think in these decks, Norn is just like pretty hard castable. Like playing like 1 or 2 Norns and hard casting them eventually is fine. You don't have to play it as. Are we dying on turn 2? Not quite. If we can find a Karn that turns off the Charbelcher, we have a decent amount of mana plus a Stirrings. So the Coretapper is mana positive because we get to play. Yeah. Okay. I do think I Ancient Stirrings first. Okay, no easy mode. Karn the Great Creator here. Damn. We also didn't find a key. I guess we just take Power Conduit. Not very happy. If Karn's on top, we can cast Karn. Can find keys to keep going. I think I tap this. I don't think I want to cast the Surge Node. Damn. Okay, well, we'll make them have untapped mana. Okay, also deck tech for Quills. Yeah, but I think I just don't want to play Eldarmer's Call. I want to play the full 4 Fury, 4 Solitude. I don't want to main deck the Endurance. You can sideboard 4 Endurance. Or, you know, up to 4, maybe not the full 4. Okay, guys, we can take a look at their build also. Man, we had so many outs there. Feels a little bit bad to brick. Looks pretty stock. Wasn't the pick Surge Node for extra mana? Surge Node does not give you any more extra mana than... It's the exact same as Power Conduit. Orvars do get worse without Eld Army's Call. I think it's fine. I would even maybe just be playing all Flusterstorms over the Orvars anyways, since like so many of the creativity decks are juking Orvar post board. At least that's been my experience. I would probably play more Force of Vigors over Dress Down. I've been really high on Force of Vigor lately, like maybe even the full 4, or like 3 Force of Vigor, 0 Dress Down, 3 Endurance, something like that. Or you could do full 4 Flusterstorm, 0 Veil of Summer, 3 Force of Vigor, 3 Endurance, or 4 Force of Vigor, 3 Endurance. It's hard. These sideboards are so tricky. Kind of a slow hand. Let's mulligan. I think against specifically Belcher, we just need to be a little faster. This hand is not really any faster, but I think we have to keep on 6. Don't really need to play the Cornucopia. Okay, next deck. Oh boy. Alright. Eldrazi is definitely an old favorite of, maybe not me, but a lot of players. I think wanting to return to Eldrazi and give it, you know, an old try is fine and noble. That being said, I do think you'll probably find that the deck, like the Eldrazi cards are pretty underpowered these days. But there are some things you could do. Maybe I should have brought in the Needle. My opponent's just missing their land, though. Hold on, let me keep taking this turn. There's a few changes that I think you can be made as like immediate upgrades. Yeah, we could just put another counter here. We have to wait till next turn. Hopefully my opponent keeps missing their land drop. They may just be a land away from like a turn, like a win. The description and the primer. I mean, I don't know how much of a primer I need just for Eldrazi. I understand exactly like what all these cards do. It's not very complicated, right? I also have no idea where all that is here. Hold on. Yeah, I think we just go for Mystic Forge, Floated Mana. Cast Power Conduit. Tap Mystic Forge. Power Conduit on Scepter, peel off Tendo Ice Bridge. Untap here. Do I want to cast Scepter? I think no, I think I'm going to Stirrings over the Scepter. We found a Karn, Power Conduit. I think I'd take Karn. If I can get up to 9 mana, then I can Karn for... I can either Karn for like a hate piece for Belcher, or I can Karn for Paradox Engine. So yeah, we'll just go. So I guess we don't necessarily want to Karn for Needle, because Karn by itself just turns off the Belcher. I don't think we have anything else that really does anything. Let's just have an extra block piece. Absolutely changed my mind on trying to continue playing deck. Yeah, I mean, I've worked on Eldrazi post MH2, and it's just like these creatures are just not that powerful compared to like other creatures that you can play in Modern. They just like really like the Eldrazi just really aren't up to snuff. So let's first, so like whenever I feel like there's a strategy like this that is just like not that powerful, I always like to preface these thoughts or these like deck texts with the thoughts that, hey, this is not that powerful. You should be like, this is not a strategy I would recommend. But we can also still upgrade what we have here. So I want to like kind of distinguish those thoughts. Like Track Down to me looks much worse than Oath of Nissa if you're looking to play another cantrip. Like just the 2 mana cantrips like this are like very, very, very weak in Modern, or like just very much not, in my opinion, where you want to be. If you feel like you want 8 cantrips, you can either play Oath of Nissa or you can play Abundant Harvest, which is a card I've liked in the past to get a good ratio of lands and spells. I do think that Sanctum of Ugin plus Elder Deep Fiend is very fun. In the past, when I've been trying to balance it in like affinity decks, I think that it always feels like there's something there, but needing like green on turn 1 and double blue for Elder Deep Fiend is not free, nor is it easy. I think that Arborolf plus Utopia Sprawl is a combination of cards I haven't loved lately, but I don't hate them here. I don't hate playing them here. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, unfortunately we're not going to be able to... stop them on turn 3 here. What about Commune? I mean, Commune is like an enabler for like specifically. Oh, we're dead. Commune was like an enabler for specific for Hellraiser. I also really didn't like having to play it, and like, but also like in a deck like this that's just you know, fair cards, creatures. You really don't want it. Okay. Combo deck dying to the faster combo deck, not too abnormal. We could have maybe gone to 5 that game. Yeah, maybe you are supposed to board it in. I do feel like calling it an insta-win Karn is not accurate, though. I really need the Gardens? I mean, you asked me this last time, Bolt. You asked me the same question last time. The Gardens are an upgrade, but they're not like such a big upgrade that you absolutely have to play them. If you have Karn, you don't need the Storm. Yeah, I think that's a fine argument for it. Feels sad Blackwood Rock's not working. I mean, we had the Obosh version, but yeah. I think against the Wooded Foothills, I'm not going to count on my Coretapper surviving. We'll just get the Surge node going. Wait, isn't this the... This is the player with the Proteus staff, right? Does anybody remember? I think this is the Proteus staff player. Yeah, so they're going to try to persist Archon. Okay, we need to Saga for mana. Oh, sorry, Saga for Expedition map for Inventors Fair. And I think because they're just going to Archon my token, we're not making a token here. I don't think I can cast Inventors Fair. I'm a little short. Can I go Cornucopia on 1 into sack Inventors Fair? Yes. So even if they Archon me, there's a good chance we're just winning next turn. Proteus Staff, Bittering Hue, Hot Meta deck. Yeah, I just really don't understand why you want to play Proteus Staff over Creativity, but maybe you don't need a reason, huh? You just gotta, you know, live a little, huh? Okay, Mystic Forge. Hitting another key always feels so nice. Coretapper's okay. Gonna go ahead and untap our Cornucopia. Got lots of mana now. Yeah, I think that I just have to pass. I don't think that I'm going to be able to win the game this turn. But I also don't think my opponents can be able to win this game this turn. So if they have like random Boseiju, we probably lose. Although we're not even that bad against random Boseiju. I guess Pretty Stuff can re-trigger Archon. It's just so much more mana and so much easier to play around. I think it's a decent meta for Dimming Lich Phoenix. Not really. There's a lot of combo decks. Like a surprising amount of like random combo and like big mana. Just realized I never considered Gemstone Mine. I would assume it's a fine replacement for Tendo. No, Tendo's like a lot better, I think. Like it's just, you want your lands to stay in play, and like if you're peeling a counter off with peeling a counter off of Gemstone Caverns is tough. I wouldn't recommend it. It wouldn't be like the worst, but there's Tendo Ice Bridge, and there's also the like where you can tap and put a charge counter on it. That card's also better than Gemstone Cavern. Or Gemstone Mine. Whatever the gemstone is. Okay, so we got a lot of mana. We have an Ancient Stirrings also, which makes it like very hard to break, although immediately land on top. We have the keys, of course. Cast a Stirrings here. Take Magistrate Scepter, which I think is good for a turn here. Though there's also going to be now Karn for Paradox Engine for the win. Okay, so we're up a game. Just have to... You know, with this deck, it's like people are just so not familiar with it that winning the game, like, you win the game, like, 5 minutes before the game ends, typically. Just get, like, a lot more counters here, so we don't have to worry about tapping a bunch. Could be good to take another turn now. It's just kind of all fine. Right, there's a Ballista. Yeah, we've won. All that remains is taking the like 30 game actions that we need to take to win. Easy. And this matchup, I think, overall is probably fine. I can't remember like what their sideboard looked like. That's my least favorite kind of deck to play or play against. Well, at least playing against it, it's easier. Just concede. Amazing Race, 4 months, thank you. I think it was this deck I was playing. Maybe it was the Dark Pool one. It was probably the Dark Pool, where someone was like, man, that combo is like, takes forever to end the game. It's kind of rude to play it. I'm like, well, you can just concede. Amazing Race, 4 months, thank you. If only there was something you could do to end the game quicker, it would be definitely dead. Yeah, but I agree. Probably not the most fun deck to play against. Control decks are a lot the same way, yeah. Oh, at least this time they're all done on the same turn, or the same series of infinite turns. Yeah, definitely good stream today. I'm loving this deck. 4-1 with the dramatic entrance of Traxa. Would have been awesome to get a trophy with it. I am excited to like mess around with like a Bring to Light version of that deck tonight. It's on my list of like things to play test. Crack Arc, 10 months, thank you. This is a cool deck. I don't understand how it ends the game. Yeah, the most complicated part, of course. So we're on Mold 6 with a hand that I think we have to keep. And I think we also have to Gemstone Caverns. That's weird. But I think we bottom Scepter, and then we Gemstone Caverns away the Chalice. I think we just like need the green source. We could also like maybe Stirrings and find Saga. That would be the best card to find here. Oh no, that's the best card. Yeah, the extra keys are from the Gardens to copy. Such a good top deck. This is a great turn one. Probably taking Karn. No, we'll take Mystic Forge. Just tend to like Forge with like not. I don't have like infinite mana here. This is game 2. We're up a game against my opponent who played against earlier. They're playing Proteus Staff over Creativity and like the Bitter Reunion Titan deck. Titan Archon deck. There's a Titan. Just, you know, normal modern stuff, Proteus Staff. Gonna take Coretapper. Good chance we win next turn. Yeah, well, I do own Cloud Keys and Paper because when I was ordering cards for this deck last year, I was shipped 4 Mystery Key over Manifold Key. Oh, yeah, I don't have Cloud Key, I have Mystery Keys, which are not modern legal, I think. Maybe they are. I think they're an EDH card. Yeah, if they have another turn 3 Persist plus Haste, we could still win. That would be bad. Yeah. Yeah, easier to play through Weird Terror Stony Silence, but not super easy. They did Trophy with Proteus Staff, which is fun. Do they have an untapped land? They do have untapped land. We're not dead, right? Maybe we're dead. I don't think so. No, not dead. Yeah, normal turn 3 board in Modern, huh? Price for foil, Old Border Scepter compared to Old Border regular one? I haven't, no, I have not. Although I don't know what it is about Magistrate Scepter. I like the new border more. I almost always prefer Old Border artifacts, with like the weird exception of like, I think new border Magistrate Scepter looks better. I don't even know why. I have no idea why I think that. Alright, we're definitely going to need to hit well. Brick immediately is really bad, although a key is really good. Another Mystic Forge is better than untapping Mystic Forge here. Okay, cast that. Tap the Mystic Forge. Love to see another key. Key is like almost always the best card to hit. So we have 2 keys, so I need to go untap Surgeon or Cornucopia first. Then we untap a Mystic Forge and hope we can keep going. And we brick and we go to game 3. Bummer. February tracks going okay. We 4-1 last league. We had a really bad start, so hard to say. I've got a different variant I'm gonna play test for tonight too. I do think there's something there. There's definitely something there. And like I will say, like if we're comparing it to Through the Breach Emrakul, it felt a lot better than Through the Breaching Emrakul. But like maybe this plan of like 5 mana, put a big thing into play is not super good. I don't know. There's something there. There's something there. We could keep if we had 1 more land or like a Surge Node, but we don't have either. This is a hand I really don't like to have on the play, but I think I am going to have to keep. Put back the Power Conduit, probably. Didn't you want to use the Surge Node before untapping last time? Yeah, I guess so. There's not really any reason not to. When I play the green card, you can only play colorless spells with Mystic Forge. Okay, well we didn't find a mana battery either, which is pretty bad. But this could just be like a value Magistrate Scepter game. We'll see, we'll see. Yeah. Well, I mean, my opponents had turn 3 reanimate the first 2 games. They're not very consistent at being able to do that. Well, maybe they'll just have it right. Love to see Ren and 6. That is like the happiest I've been to see Ren and 6, like maybe since this card's been printed. I can't remember the last time I was this happy to see my opponent cast a Ren. But yeah, I think we can start to take nearly infinite turns next turn because we get to go Coretapper 2 counters, Power Conduit take a counter off Saga counter. No, but then the problem is we don't get the 3rd chapter resolved. I mean, if my opponent forces Vigors here, we're in really bad shape, and I'm assuming they have it with this pause, right? I already say Bring to Light. Playtested Bring to Light with entrance attracts last weekend. Bring to Light looked good, with only main deck verdict. Otherwise, very few targets. Yeah. Just more versatile. I don't think you need to play like Tybalt necessarily. You could play Tybalt. You play Omnath though. Like you're definitely playing it in a definitely playing it in a really different shell. Okay, we drew Surge Node. Does this change anything? I wouldn't say this necessarily changes anything so much as it is just gonna like help me go for it here. So to peel off the Saga, take a turn. Okay, and so now we go Surge Node, Surge Node. That's a really good draw. Node, Node, counter, take a turn. These like finite turns are always so fun. Okay, so now we peel the counter off the Saga, and then don't know really how much it matters what else we do here. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're just gonna be fine. I tend to like get Forge before Karn if I can. I can't quite make a construct here, which is something I might like to do. But I can make one this turn, probably. Imagine if my opponent like randomly has Force of Vigor here somehow. We get the third Surge Node. Play this on 0. Yeah, I guess we just go counter, counter, take a turn, and then we can get a counter on the Cornucopia. Could have used the key for something there, actually. Last Surge Node out of the deck. We can start to... You can either make a Saga token this turn. I think we just make a Saga token. Feels very clean and easy. Yeah, maybe we could have got a key that turn. So I don't know that there's really like going to be ways to lose this game either. Like we could probably just get 5 artifacts this turn, but if not, we're also just like very easily taking an extra turn. What a deck. Continues just after all this time to just be coolest deck ever. Okay. 4-1 this league, also still loving this deck. I have 4-1 both leagues I've played with this version of 8 key. Something that I still don't know that I could recommend for a big tournament, but it's like it's just so close. And we'll probably play it next when the One Ring comes out. I think that card is going to be a huge upgrade. Huge upgrade for the deck. That one actually I think may make it a very big player. What's happening with Saga? So when you have a Power Conduit, you can respond to Chapter 3, take a counter off Saga, and keep it around like just forever, which is very good with infinite turns. Okay, so that's going to be it for me today. Nice stream today. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to play test Spring to Light version. Going to raid... no, let's raid Hitachi. I haven't raided